If I told you that you could get miles of beach to yourself any day of the year in Wilmington, North Carolina, you'd tell me I'm crazy. And technically, yes, we would both be right. Wilmington's a riverfront city with no ocean access, so there's no beaches in Wilmington, much less an empty beach. Instead, Wrightsville Beach, Carolina Beach, and Kure Beach are their own townships with their own beaches nestled in New Hanover County alongside Wilmington. Wrightsville Beach is its own island, and Carolina Beach and Kure Beach occupy what's typically referred to as Pleasure Island. While all three of these beaches are renowned for their natural beauty, they're wildly popular, and there's not a day or time of the year you should expect to seek solitude there. So if I told you you can get miles of beach to yourself in Wilmington and you have some geographical knowledge, you'll now assume that I'm talking about Masonboro Island, a barrier island nestled between Wrightsville Beach and Carolina Beach. Masonboro Island may only be accessed by crossing the intercoastal waterway, with the preferred method being a boat, though being easily reachable by an intermediate kayaker or paddleboarder as well. While Masonboro Island is remote and desolate in its own right, it's a massively popular place for boaters to hang out and not truly desolate. So, I've listed every named beach in New Hanover County, and the beach I'm talking about is so desolate and remote that it remains unnamed, and most lifelong Wilmington residents will even try to convince you that it does not exist, because if they haven't heard about it and never been there, it must not exist. Further, the 1% living on Bald Head Island may be shocked to learn that Bald Head Island is not its own island, and instead it is permanently affixed to Pleasure Island. If you thought the only way to Bald Head Island was the ferry from Southport to Bald Head, I'm about to dispel that myth. Anyone with a fat bike, four-wheel drive vehicle, or two legs, some water, and some gumption can get to Bald Head Island without using a boat or ferry. Wilmington, North Carolina's best-kept secret is the stretch of beach between the Fort Fisher Historic Site and Bald Head Island, and I'm about to explain a couple of ways you can get there. As you see, my preferred method, I park at the beach access at the aquarium at Fort Fisher, and then just ride my fat bike. It's roughly 8 miles to get to Bald Head Island proper, maybe 7 miles to the first house on Bald Head. But for this adventure, you don't really need to make it to Bald Head Island. All we're really trying to do is make it through the four-wheel drive access at the Fort Fisher Historic Site. This is the only state park in North Carolina with four-wheel drive beach access. Not to say there isn't other places in the state you can't drive your car on the beach, just not state parks. The four-wheel drive access will allow you to drive 3 miles south along this stretch of beach until you reach a stop sign, upon which it is absolutely illegal to continue driving past the stop sign. However, you could also park there, get out, and begin to walk and enjoy views just like this for the remaining miles. I suppose you could say the cat's now out of the bag. I truly believe this to be one of the best kept secrets in all of New Hanover County. However, it's just too good a secret to keep to myself. Like I said, if you got two legs and some gumption, I highly encourage you to make the hop, skip, and a jump out here and enjoy something so spectacular. When you tell people about it, they won't believe you were really there. A couple of small pointers if you'd like to make this trip on a fat bicycle. First of all, if your bike breaks, you're going to want to be able to fix it or know you can make the long walk back. And second of all, you want to begin this adventure after high tide, as the tide is lowering, because you want to ride on the sand that has recently been below water. That's going to be the most hard-packed and firm sand, so you can keep your speed. As you see here, we've made it to the stop sign, upon which it's illegal to continue moving on a four-wheel drive automobile. However, highly encouraged to walk or bicycle. I know I told y'all that it's totally remote and desolate. I thought it was pretty funny that I did actually run across one person after making it past the stop sign. And like I promised, empty beaches as far as you can possibly see. Outstanding. We got the beach to ourselves in New Hanover County. They said it couldn't be done. I hope this video encourages you to make the trip yourself, especially if you've never heard of this particular unnamed beach. Definitely let me know in the comments if you found this inspiring or helpful, and most importantly, if you make the trip, let me know how much you enjoyed it and if this was helpful getting out there. As always, I appreciate y'all tuning into my videos, and I look forward to catching y'all in the next one very, very soon. Till then, peace, y'all.